You know what is really strange? Some people are not actually angry at you. They are not having a bad day. They are not stressed. They just enjoy it. They enjoy saying the thing that stings. They enjoy watching your face change. They enjoy the moment your voice shakes or you go quiet or you look away. And the worst part? They are usually smiling when they do it. You have met this kind of person before. Maybe it was someone at work. Maybe it was someone at a family dinner. Maybe it was someone who called themselves your friend. They poke. They provoke. They embarrass. And then when you react, they say you are overreacting. When you get hurt, they say you are too sensitive. When you fight back, they say you started it. It is a game, and they have been playing it for a long time. But here is what they do not want you to know. There is a specific way to respond to people like this. A way that does not involve yelling. A way that does not involve crying. A way that does not involve walking away and pretending nothing happened. It is a response that people who enjoy hurting others genuinely cannot handle. And by the end of this video, you are going to know exactly what it is. Stay with me, because this one might change how you move through the world forever. Before we get into the response, you need to understand something about the kind of person who actually enjoys hurting others. Because most people think these are rare, obviously evil people. They are not. They look completely normal. They laugh at jokes. They hold doors open. They show up to birthday parties. But something is different inside them. When you win, they feel like they lost. When you shine, they feel dim. When you are confident and grounded and secure, something in them twists. Because your peace reminds them of something they do not have. And instead of going to find it themselves, they come after yours. Think of it like this. Imagine a child at school who has nothing for lunch. Instead of telling an adult or finding a solution, they walk over and knock your lunch off the table. Now you have nothing either. And somehow, that feels better to them. That is the psychology underneath people who enjoy hurting others. They are not powerful. They are hungry and miserable. And they have learned that pulling others down is easier than lifting themselves up. Understanding this does not mean you excuse their behavior. It means you stop reacting like they are a threat. Because the moment you understand what they are actually doing, you take back all the power they were never supposed to have. Think about the last time someone like this came for you. What did you do? Maybe you got defensive. You tried to explain yourself. You told them they were wrong. You raised your voice a little. You wanted them to understand that what they said was not okay. Did it work? No. Because people who enjoy hurting others do not respond to logic. They respond to emotion, your emotion. Every time you got defensive, you gave them exactly what they came for. Proof that they got to you. Proof that their words landed. Proof that they still have power over how you feel. Or maybe you went the other way. You went quiet. You smiled and laughed it off. You told yourself you were being the bigger person. But here is the truth about that. Going quiet when someone hurts you on purpose is not peace. It is permission. And they felt it. They walked away knowing they could do it again. Because they did it once and nothing happened. So if defensiveness does not work and going quiet does not work, what does? That is exactly what we are going to break down now. One piece at a time. The first response is not a sentence. It is a decision. A decision to stop giving them the show they came for. People who enjoy hurting others are emotional energy collectors. They come for your reaction, your embarrassment, your frustration, your tears, your anger. All of it is fuel for them. So the very first move is to cut the fuel line. When they say something designed to sting, do not rush to fill the silence. Do not fix your face into a forced smile. Do not clench your jaw and look away. Just pause. Take a slow breath. Let your face stay completely natural, not cold. Then look at them the way a doctor looks at a patient, with mild curiosity. Like you are just noticing something interesting. This one small shift is deeply unsettling for people who enjoy hurting others, because they came prepared for one of two things, your pain or your anger. When they get neither, they have no script to follow. The pause alone communicates something they are not used to hearing. You did not move me. Try again. And most of them will not try again. The second response is the one that makes people who enjoy hurting others deeply uncomfortable. And it works every single time when done right. You name what they just did. Not with anger. Not with drama. Just with the kind of quiet certainty that tells everyone in the room that you are not confused about what just happened. Here is what this sounds like. That felt like it was meant to hurt me. That sounds like a jab, was it? I noticed you said that right after I shared some good news. That is interesting. You are not attacking them. You are not accusing them of being a bad person. You are simply putting words on what just happened and making it visible. People who enjoy hurting others depend on plausible deniability. They say something cruel and then hide behind, I was just joking, or you are being sensitive. When you name it calmly and clearly, you remove that hiding place. Now they either have to admit what they did, or they have to double down and look even worse in front of everyone watching. Either way, you win. Because you are the one who told the truth. You are the one who said clearly what everyone else in the room was feeling, but was too uncomfortable to say. And there is no comeback for that, none. The third response is going to feel strange, but stay with me. When someone says something cruel about you, agree with them. Not because they are right, but because agreement is the last thing they are expecting, and it completely disarms them. Here is how it works. They say, "You always mess things up." You say, "You know what, I have made some big mistakes before." You are not wrong about that. They say, "You are too quiet. Nobody notices you." You say, "I am definitely someone who takes my time in new situations." I have heard that before. Now notice what is happening. You are not confirming that they are right. You are finding a small thread of truth and speaking to that thread calmly. You are refusing to be destabilized. You are showing that you are comfortable enough in yourself to hear a criticism without crumbling. And that is the thing people who enjoy hurting others cannot stand. They want to find the crack, the soft spot, the wound that has not healed yet. When you agree calmly, you are showing them there is no crack, there is no soft spot. There is just a person who is comfortable enough with themselves to hear hard things without falling apart. That response communicates something they are not used to. You do not have anything I am afraid of. And for people who live to find your fear, that message is devastating. The fourth response is short, but it is powerful. When someone says something designed to hurt you, you ask one simple and calm question. Why did you want to say that? Not why would you say that, which sounds defensive and emotional. Not how could you say that, which sounds like you are hurt. Just, why did you want to say that? Said slowly, said gently, with genuine curiosity on your face. This question forces the person to look at their own motivation out loud. And most people who enjoy hurting others have never been asked to do that before. Nobody has ever made them stop and explain themselves calmly. They are used to chaos. They are used to reactions. They are used to tears and arguments and people storming off. A calm, curious question about their own inner world is completely foreign territory. Most of them will not have an answer. And the silence that follows will tell everyone watching exactly what kind of person they are looking at. You did not argue. You did not fight. You did not even raise your voice. You just asked a question. And that question did more damage to their attempt than any comeback ever could. The fifth response is the one most people overlook, but sometimes it is the most powerful one of all. Leave. Not storming off in anger, not crying on the way out, not looking back to see if they feel bad. Just a clean, quiet, deliberate exit. You stand up. You say something completely normal, like "I will be right back," or say nothing at all. And you walk away calmly with your back straight at your normal pace. No explanation, no apology for leaving, no big dramatic exit, just gone. This response works because it communicates something that no amount of words can say as clearly. This conversation is not worth my energy. People who enjoy hurting others need your presence to do their work. They need a live audience. They need the friction of your reaction. A quiet, deliberate exit removes all of that at once, and the thing that happens next in their mind is not satisfaction. It is confusion, frustration, even a kind of panic because they did not get what they came for. And now they have to sit with their own behavior in the silence you left behind. That is not nothing. That is everything. Now here is something most people skip over, and it might be the most important part of this whole video. If someone in your life keeps coming back to hurt you again and again, there is a question you need to ask yourself honestly. What have I been doing that told them this is okay? This is not about blaming yourself. Nobody deserves to be treated cruelly, not once and not ever, but this is about understanding power. People who enjoy hurting others are students of behavior. They watch you, they test limits, they push a little, and when the push has no consequence, they file that information away. This person allows this. Every time you laughed off the jab, you sent that message. Every time you explained yourself after they were cruel, you sent that message. Every time you came back and acted like nothing happened, you sent that message. You trained them without realizing you were in class. The good news? You can change the curriculum. The responses I shared with you today are not just ways to handle a moment. They are ways to change what you teach people about how you are to be treated. Every time you pause instead of reacting, you teach something new. Every time you name what they did calmly, you teach something new. Every time you walk away without explaining yourself, you teach something new. And over time, the lesson becomes so clear that most of these people stop showing up for class because there is nothing left for them to collect. When you start responding this way, something shifts, not just in the room, inside you. You stop dreading those people. You stop thinking about them all night after an interaction. You stop rehearsing what you should have said because you already said the right thing, or you chose not to say anything, and that was just as powerful. Your energy stops leaking. Your confidence stops, depending on how other people treat you in a given moment. You develop something that is very hard to describe but very easy to feel, a kind of groundedness, like something solid that sits underneath all the noise. And when you have that, people who enjoy hurting others can feel it from across the room. They can tell, the way animals sense something before it happens, that coming for you will not give them what they want. They move on. Not because you intimidated them, because you simply became someone who does not play the game. And for people who live for the game, that makes you unplayable. People who enjoy hurting others are not powerful. They are people who gave up on finding peace for themselves and decided to disturb everyone else's instead. You do not fight that with anger. You meet it with something they genuinely do not know how to handle. Calm, clarity, and the kind of groundedness that comes from knowing exactly who you are and deciding that nobody gets to shake that today. The moment you stop being available to absorb someone else's chaos, your whole world begins to feel different. Now there is something else I want to talk to you about, and I think it connects directly to everything we covered today. It is about the kind of energy you carry into a room before anyone even opens their mouth. Make sure you subscribe right now and hit the notification bell so you do not miss the next video when it drops. And before you go, drop a comment below and answer this honestly. Have you ever been around someone who seemed to enjoy hurting others? What did you do? What do you wish you had done instead? Tell me, because your experience might help someone else watching this right now. I will see you in the next one.